everybody. Of course, it wouldn't be a team call without some technical snafus, but I just want to say hello to everyone. It's June, and I'm super excited because we are almost halfway through the year. Cannot believe it. It's flown by. As I said in my email, it finally, Colorado is now green for the first time because we have spring a couple months later than everyone else. And so it's green outside, it's pretty, it's warm. Finally, I didn't have to wear a jacket today. That's a huge, huge thing for me. So very excited about that. So anyway, I just wanted to welcome you all to our team call. My name is Stephanie Richardson. For those who don't know me, I am a 10-7 one-star diamond coach. That means I have 3 businesses. And so I am so very glad to have you here today. We're going to have a great call. We're going to talk a little bit about blooming in June. But first, I want to go over a couple things before we get started. Hopefully y'all had a great weekend and you were ready to kind of get going in June. A lot of times June, that kind of seems weird to get going in June because, people are like, well, I'm going on vacation, the kids are home, whatever. But actually this is a really, really good time to bloom. And the reason for that is because other people are not doing that. They're being distracted, and those that are consistent over time will be successful. And so June is a very big month, and that's kind of crazy. So this month on sale is 21 Day Fix Extreme is $140. With the 3-day refresh, it's $180. And then also the 21 Day Fix, a regular 21 Day Fix is $140, $180 with the Kickstart. And then the 3-day refresh is on sale, $5 off for the regular kit, $10 off for the kit with Shakeology, and that is through June 9th. There were a couple other updates, tons of updates since it's June. First is the top 100 Challenge Pack sales this month. They get to do a live Country Heat workout at Summit. The next is today at noon, started a summer sale, and it's while supplies last. So there's things that are going to not be sold anymore, and so they're just going to sell them until they're out. So you'll have to go check those out. Also, make sure you check out the Shakeology podcast. They have a new one every so often, and it's a great way to know more about Shakeology so you feel more knowledgeable so you can help people. The next thing is Beachbody On Demand is having a Lucky 10 sweepstakes. You can check that out more for FAQ 998. Love my Beachbody On Demand, especially this summer. It's a huge seller, y'all. And the challenge pack's only $140, and it's just so awesome. You can take it anywhere. I took it with me on vacation, used my, you can download them now. You don't have to have Wi-Fi. You can download 7 workouts. So that's really, really cool. The other thing is this Success Club party. You either have to have Success Club in 10, May and June, and you get some, drink and food coupons, or you can get 15 points between the 2 months of May and June. So you'll definitely, and Billy Idol is going to be doing a concert. That's what the Success Club party is this year. That's ridiculous. How fun is that? So that's really fun. Also, check out FAQ 8850 for the top people who get to have a Success Club, get to have a special trainer photo op. And then, like I said earlier, the $5 off the 3-day refresh base kit, and then the $10 off the complete one. So anyway, those are, okay, and so many things going on. Also, if you get to Diamond in the month of June, you will get a Diamond t-shirt. So fun. Last year I had a Diamond t-shirt. It was really fun. There's also a new thing. Check out FAQ 3180, new body board. It's a new social platform for fitness, nutrition, and motivation. So check that out. It's currently iOS, Android's coming soon. And something I'm super excited about is that Beachbody is partnering with Ironman, the Beachbody Performance line, and that's super huge for us, I think, because it just means that our products are really, really good. And last, there is a Summit Apparel lookbook. You can go back and see what what clothes are going to be featured at Summit. So you can say, ooh, I want to get this shirt or whatever. Okay, we talked a lot about Summit, so have you signed up? Hopefully you have signed up for Summit. It's not too late. Ask your upline if you can crash on their couch or in their room or whatever, but you definitely want to be, no, there's so many fun things going on at Summit, and there's also okay, if you spent $150,000 on a Subway and you franchise, and they were having a meeting on how to make sandwiches more productively and how to make more money, you would be there, right? Because you spent $150,000 on this, so you had to make it work. Well, you need to have the same urgency with your Beachbody business. It's worth a lot of money. Your business is worth millions and millions of dollars. And so you want to take it seriously. It's an investment in your business. You can write it off. Going to Summit, you want to be there. I know you'll hear some Summit stories soon, but I know coaches that went to Summit. They didn't have money to go to Summit. They had no business going to Summit. They went to Summit and are now completely successful. It's not Summit. Summit doesn't like all of a sudden make you successful, but it's the tools you learn there that when you use them after you leave, I can't even explain when you're getting like, I can't even explain it, but you just have to go. You just have to go there to experience it. And so make sure you get there. So Summit is July 28th through the 31st. Super Saturday or Super Sunday is going to be August 6th through the 7th or 7th, depending on where you live. And then the Success Club Leadership Conference, if you're 5-star and above, will be October 20th through the 23rd. Okay? Whew, that is a lot. Okay, let's get to the meat of our call. So I've been reading a book called The 10-Time Rule, and it basically, I'm going to kind of share some of the principles that I've learned from that book and also learned from my business. You know, I've been a coach for 9 years, and I've made a lot of mistakes and learned a lot over the time. And so I want to kind of explain to you some things and why I feel like June could be a huge month for you to really start to use the 10 times rule. Now, so I kind of have this picture in my mind of this as the single flower, you being the single flower. And you're in good soil, right? You decided to be a Beachbody coach, and you know that means you are on good soil. You're not on rocky soil, you're on good soil. We have proven products that work. You know, you've probably have your own story where you've seen it work for you, or you've watched other people it work for them. So you know you're on good soil. You are a flower in good soil. So then, you know, our team is also continues to make the nutrients, the soil, really, really good soil. We have an amazing team of support. And then what you need to do as a flower, and you need to water and give yourself nutrients. So I think the water and the nutrients are your personal development, getting to events, and using our products, being a product of the product. And so here you are, this beautiful flower in this great soil, and you are just shining. You are just doing so great. And, but then what happens? Then you're kind of get into all the thorns and all the weeds. And the thorns to me and the weeds are naysayers, self-doubt. Those are the things that, and then not getting the proper nutrition, not doing your personal development, not going to events, you know, not using our products. Those are the thorns. And thorns are people who minimize the importance of success to your future, and they have given up on their people. Like there's people out there, I've had them in my own life, and they've given up on their chances of accomplishment. And so they're spending their life, they're convincing others that to do the same. Thorns are also life events. I feel like thorns can feel like you're joking, you know, busyness, not being organized. Those are thorns that we sometimes find ourselves in. And maybe it's June and you're like, okay, I'm ready to bloom, but I have all these thorns, I have all these weeds in my life, and I can't bloom. Well, the thing is, I want to help you kind of get in the right mindset so that you will bloom. Let's talk a little bit about, and I'm going to look at my notes, so I hope that doesn't bother y'all, but I want to talk about some basic series of mistakes that people make. One is they set their objectives too low and don't allow for enough motivation. Okay, so it takes quite a bit of motivation to get going. The second is they underestimate what it will take in terms of actions, resources, money, and energy to accomplish their target. So they're like, oh my gosh, I've been a coach for like 3 months and this is not working for me. Well, it's gonna take a lot more effort than 3 months. It took me 5 years to make 6 figures, my first year of 6 figures, 5 years. And so the other thing is they spend too much time competing and not enough time dominating their sector. So they're spending too much time figuring out what other people are doing and not concentrating on themselves and really trying to hone in on who they are, what they're looking for, who they're looking for, who they can help. Instead, they're just kind of looking at the competition and seeing what they're doing. And by competition, I mean there's so many competitions, right? Other coaches, other, CrossFit, Orange Theory, there's other competitors. And so instead of like concentrating on that, you need to hone in on what you're good at. And the last thing is they underestimate the amount of adversity that you will need to overcome. If it was easy, everyone would do it. That's what my husband said when we were hiking a 14er, and it made me so mad. I was like struggling, and he's like, if it's easy, everyone would do it. It was so frustrating, but he's so right? So being a Beachbody coach, it's difficult, and you're gonna have people that are gonna come against you. You're gonna have those weeds, those thorns, those people that don't believe in you. Those life events are gonna happen, and you have to not get choked out by the weeds. So, but it depends on your ability to increase your efforts, not your excuses. So things in life are worth it, and it's not always easy. And the things in life that are worth it are definitely not easy. So don't reduce your target. Say, well, I thought I wanted to be diamond by the end of the year. Maybe in 2 years I'll be diamond. No, you need to increase your actions. So when you start rethinking your targets and you're like, well, I want to, life's gotten kind of crazy. I really wanted to be a diamond coach, but now maybe I don't want to be a diamond coach. Well, when you start rethinking your targets and you're like, well, maybe I won't do that. Well, you start making excuses and you start letting yourself off the hook. You're giving up on your dreams. And sometimes we don't think of that. We're like, well, we're just really busy. So I know I wanted to be diamond. I know I wanted to be a team leader, but life's gotten crazy. So maybe that'll happen later on. But you're giving up on your dreams. And any target attacked with the right actions in the right amounts, with the right persistence is attainable. Let me say that again. Any target attacked with the right actions in the right amounts with persistence is attainable. So, meaning like, oh, I tried and it didn't work for me. Well, you simply haven't correctly assessed the amount of action necessary. And it takes relentless and proper actions over time. So here's the deal. So I know that if I need 5 people in my challenge group, I have to invite at least 50 people to my challenge group, at least 50. And a lot of times people are like, well, I invited 2 people, but they didn't join my challenge group, so I'm not gonna do it. It's not working for me. No, like you have to invite a lot more people. The people and we've talked about, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but I feel like it's very, very important. The people in the top 10 are not just messaging 3 people. Like they're messaging hundreds and hundreds every month of people. And you're like, well, I don't know how to do that. Well, learn. This is not Coke, this is iced tea, by the way. So the other thing is, so why do we want to have this 10 time, why do we even want to set goals anyway? Why do you want to be successful? Well, successful, I don't know if you've ever thought about it this way, but success is actually important to your sense of self. It promotes confidence, imagination, and a sense of security. And it emphasizes the significance of making a contribution. And that's why recognition is so very important. You know, when I started to have little bitty successes, like, right? So I signed up my first 2 coaches and I got to Emerald, and the company took notice. And I was like, that's kind of fun, right? No one at home was excited that I cleaned diaper or, you know, changed diapers or made dinner or whatever. And I was getting recognized. That was kind of fun, right? And then I wanted to be Diamond because I wanted to go to a party. And so all these little successes made me more confident. And as I got to Diamond and 1 star and 2 star and so forth and so on, I got more and more confidence. And my business started growing, my checks started growing. And who I am, the confident person I am now, is so much more than the person I started out with. But it took having those small successes to become confident. And the other thing is, you know, success. So I want you to ask yourself, what are some small successes you can ask yourself right now that you've done so far? Okay, maybe it's completing a program, maybe it's losing 5 pounds, maybe it's you know, signing up your first coach, sending out your first email. What is something that you can be proud of since becoming a Beachbody coach? And I want you to write it down. And I want you to be very excited for what you've done, okay? And hopefully you're starting to feel a little bit more confidence, right? You're starting to bloom. Your petals are starting to shine a little bit, right? So, you know, I felt like success wasn't an option. You know, I don't know. I just knew that I wasn't going to not make this work. There's a lot of failures that you haven't seen that I've had over the past 9 years. But I knew it was going to work, and it wasn't an option. It was my duty. You know, I'd been a stay-at-home mom for a long time, and I felt like it was time for me to contribute to my family. I needed to contribute, and it was my duty. It was my obligation. It wasn't fair for my husband to go off to work and have all the burden and all the stress of our family. It wasn't fair to him. It's not fair, you know? And so I felt like it was my duty and my responsibility to help because I had time when the kids were at school, and it was my duty. And so, you know, it was my responsibility, it was my duty, and I was going to make it happen. And that's something that you have to have, that feeling of your duty and responsibility in order to make it happen. And, you know, I love this. It says, crybabies, whiners, and victims just don't do well at attracting or creating success. So today you have to start taking responsibility for your success and stop placing blame on the others or your situation. You know, we all have the same soil. Like I told you, we're all at the same level. We all have Beachbody as our products. We all are part of our team. We all have the same advantages. And so, you know, it's going to take you being disciplined. It's going to take you being consistent. And it's going to take persistent actions for you to be successful. So let's talk a little bit about the 10-time rule. Okay, I'll kind of put it in perspective a little bit better. So the average worker reads less than 1 book per year, okay? And they work like 37.5 hours per week, okay? That's the average worker. They read 1 book per year. They make 319 times less than the top CEOs who read more than 60 books a year, okay? Remember, you're talking about water, you know, taking the nutrients and you know, getting those nutrients. That's why personal development is so, so important. So I want you to do something else. I want you to write your goals every day, and write them every day so that you're reminded of what your goals are, so that when those thorns and those weeds try to creep up, that weed killer will be that personal development. So the other thing is, you want to keep showing up over and over. Make it obvious that you're not going away. You want to get noticed, and you want to get through the noise. I mean, there's so much noise on social media. You want to get through the noise. You want to distinguish yourself and be the first in the minds of your market. And you kind of want to be fanatical. I don't know about you, but I love doing Beachbody. I could do it 24 hours a day because I love it. I could also not do it and not get paid. But don't tell Beachbody that because I like getting paid. But I could totally do it. Why? Because I find it so rewarding. It's so rewarding. So you need to find the things in Beachbody that you see that makes it so rewarding. Now, maybe 95% of the time you're going to say this sucks, but the 5% make it so, so rewarding. And so that's why people who may appear fanatical, why they're obsessed. And they're obsessed because they love it. They're passionate. And anyone's fanatical if they're doing it more than you, right? Oh my gosh, she's so fanatical. She works out all the time. Well, she probably works out more than you, so that makes her fanatical, right? I get super obsessed and fanatical about certain things. I'm obsessed about what dresses I'm gonna wear. And so then I'm like on Pinterest all the time. And I just get like fixated on certain things. Are you like that? Do you get fixated on certain things where you're just like that's all you can think about? That's how Beachbody is to me. And so I have to have a little bit of parameters and a little bit of balance. But that's not bad to be fanatical about Beachbody, but you don't want to vomit Beachbody all over the place. You want to do it correctly. I think the people that are really, really successful in this business, they do 10 times more than what I do. Those that are, in the top 10 or whatever, they do at least 10 times more than me. They're not scrolling through Facebook mindlessly. They are adding more people than me. They're doing more marketing, and they're more thought out in their marketing, or they're hiring people to help them, or they are paying for advertising. They're more diligent with their personal development. They're trying to figure out how to get better. And they're contacting more people than me. Like, they're having 30 conversations where I may have 2 conversations per day. And they're better at time management. They are doing more than me. Those people that have 30 Success Club points are doing more than me of getting 5 Success Club points, right? So if you want to do well in this business, you need to do it faster. And is it bad to be fanatical? No. People thought I was crazy at the beginning. But it obviously has worked out to be good. And people are completely sold out for things that they love, they're excited about, right? And so that's kind of how I feel about Beachbody. So work your business in a way that's obsessive, in a way, keeping within, you want to continue to have your family at the end, but make it fun. Make it to where you want to do it all the time. And believe with all your heart that this will happen for you. We've been talking about the tortoise and the hare, that story. But what if there was a third animal? I don't know what kind of animal. It was a gazelle or something. And it was a third animal with the tortoise and the hare that had the speed of the hare and the steadfastness of the tortoise. He would smoke those other 2 dudes, right? If we had not only the steadfastness and the speed, wouldn't we be so, so successful? So I want you to be all in. Take massive action towards your goals. If power of 3s may not be for you. If you have big goals, it may be power of 20s. That's the way it is. If you want to move forward and quickly, you need to do more. And June is a perfect time because guess what? Other people are slowing down this month. Other people are like, oh, it's a hard month. People are out of town, whatever. They're giving excuses, but you're not going to give excuses in June. You're not going to give excuses. You will only fail if you quit doing the actions that we teach. Ask your upline to see conversations that you're having. If you're not having success in the conversations, ask your upline, and you know what? You probably just haven't done it long enough if you haven't seen success. But I always ask my upline, or I ask people for feedback and help. And you want to have continuous, relentless attacking of daily activities. And that's what gets you there. The other really important part I'm going to share with you, and once you do this, then you want to start teaching it. Once you start doing that, then you want to start teaching it to others. And let's talk a little bit about teaching it to others. Look what happens when you do this and you set the example for others. You, that one flower, will turn into a huge garden. And that's what happened. It started with me, that one little flower, and I was in good soil. And then I started doing the nutrients of the, events and the personal development and using the products. And I, started planting seeds. And I tried to plant really good seeds because I knew they were in good soil, and I made the soil even better by creating a good team. Some of the seeds didn't stick. You don't see the seeds that don't stick. Some of the seeds were bad. They didn't work out, but some of them did. And I'm so very grateful that I taught what I learned. I was doing the things and I taught them to do the same. And my results was a beautiful garden and a huge, amazing team with over 20,000 people in our team. So here are some things that will help you bloom in June. If you don't do these things, it won't happen because you're busy. Your kids may be home. You may be going on vacation. There's things that are always going to come up. So set daily Beachbody time. It's a non-negotiable. And then set a daily power of whatever number you want. If you are just kind of want to be steady Eddie and you don't really want to grow your business, power of 3s. If you're like want to crush it and quit your full-time job or whatever, it may need to be power of 20, power of 30s. And then have your personal development daily. You need that sun, you need those nutrients, you need that water to build an amazing garden. And then set your goals each month for the number of coaches and customers you want to have. Here's the thing, you can't have duplication if you don't add coaches. And this is a great time, especially for like teachers, to recruit teachers because they're home. They don't want to go back to work, or people are home with their kids in the summer. They're sad because they're not going on vacations. Whatever it is, find people who want to join your team. Just like going to a restaurant, if the waiter doesn't ask if you want dessert, aren't you kind of mad? Like you're kind of like, well, why did they ask me for dessert? It's the same thing. Doesn't mean you're going to take the dessert, but you want to be asked, right? So ask. And then also set goals for how many customers you want to have. Don't just willy-nilly do it. I set a goal of 2 to 4 new coaches a month, and I set a goal of Success Club 5. This month will be Success Club 10. Now, I can set those goals because my Success Club points, I don't need the retail sales, right, to boost me. And I can go slow and steady because I've worked 9 years, but I still have goals every month to hit. I don't just go, I don't know what I want. I have certain goals I know each month. And the next thing is to plan your posts. Really, remember we talked a little bit about here where it says you want to get noticed. You want to get through the noise. You want to keep showing up over and over, making it obvious that you aren't going away. And for you to do that, you have to plan your posts. And then the last thing is, if you want to have duplication, you need to have a good recognition plan. And recognize those that join your team, so that they want to do it. They want to be a part of the beautiful garden that you're going to create. So that is my tips for how to bloom in June. I'm super excited about this month with 21 Day Fix on sale. This should be a really amazing month. Ask people to join your team. Don't stop asking. You can change someone's life. So have a great day, and I am so excited about what this month has for us to offer us.